Have you ever scrolled through a daily astrological forecast and just wondered, where does all this come from? What are the actual building blocks? Well, today, we're going to do just that. We're going to take a guided tour and completely deconstruct a spiritual and astrological guide for a specific day, March 23rd, 2026, to really see how it's built, from the big universal ideas right down to the super personal advice. Okay, let's dive in. So, right off the bat, every forecast has a hook, right? A central promise. And for this day, this is it. This one sentence sets the entire mood. It's not just about, surviving a Monday. It's about planting seeds for your future. This is the main idea, the foundation that everything else we're about to see is going to build on. The takeaway is simple. Today's energy is all about lasting benefits. So, how in the world does the forecast get to that core promise? Well, it all starts with establishing a really broad, universal energy for the day, something that applies to everyone no matter what your sign is. This is the absolute foundation, and it's cooked up from a couple of key celestial ingredients. First things first, the day of the week itself. In this particular system, Monday is called Pir, and it's considered the moon's day. Now, the moon isn't just a big rock up there. It's seen as the ruler of our entire inner world, our thoughts, our emotions, our sense of calm. So right away, we know the day's main focus is going to be on our mental and emotional well-being. Okay, now here's where it gets really interesting. A second layer gets added on top. On this specific day, the moon happens to be in a part of the sky called the Pushya Nakshatra, and this constellation has a nickname, the Nurturer. So think about it. You combine the moon's emotional, internal energy with Pushya's super nurturing quality, and bam, you get the day's main theme. It's the perfect time for things that feed our soul and help us grow for the long haul. See how that leads right back to that opening quote? It all connects. So now that we've got the big picture vibe for the day, let's peel back another layer. The next part of the forecast gets into the nitty-gritty, the specific data that acts as the technical backbone for all the advice. This is where that general feeling of the day gets translated into more concrete, practical details. And this table here shows you exactly what that backbone looks like. For instance, you can see the moon is in Cancer, which is its home sign. That means its emotional and nurturing energy is amplified. It's extra strong. And the forecast turns that into real-world tips, things you can actually do, like wearing white or silver, the moon's colors, or maybe doing a small act of charity with milk or rice, things that are symbols of nourishment. These little details give you tangible ways to get in sync with the day's energy. Okay, so we've gone from the big universal theme to the technical details. Now we get to the part most of us flip to first, right? The personal forecast. This is where all those broad energies get filtered down and customized into specific advice for each of the 12 zodiac signs. And they're usually grouped together by common themes. For one group of signs, that nurturing Pushya energy is really expected to show up in their home life. So for an Aries, it might mean more peace around the house. For Cancer, since it's the moon's home sign, it's a day of deep inner calm. And for Capricorn and Pisces, that nurturing feeling extends out to their partners and kids. It's really all about strengthening those close personal bonds. Then, for another group, that same prosperous and nurturing energy gets channeled right into their work and career. The forecast points to financial luck for Gemini and Virgo. For Libra, it's about getting that recognition you deserve at the office. And for Leo, remember that theme of long-term benefits we talked about? It could even mean closing a huge international business deal. And finally, for this last set of signs, the energy is all about personal growth. For Taurus, it's about finding the courage to start something new and profitable. Scorpio is told that luck is really on their side, especially if they're learning something. And for Aquarius, the forecast suggests that this nurturing energy can actually become a force for victory, helping them overcome challenges and make real progress. So after all the analysis and all the predictions, the forecast doesn't just leave you hanging. It wraps up with its most practical piece, a really simple, actionable ritual. It's designed to help anybody, no matter their sign, connect directly with that calm, peaceful lunar energy we talked about right at the beginning. This practice is called a wazifa, and really it's a form of meditative recitation. The whole idea is to use sound and your own intention to focus your mind and call in a specific quality. And in this case, that quality is gentleness and peace. And here are the steps. It's so simple and beautifully symmetrical. You have a prayer, then the core recitation of Ya Latifu, which means the most gentle, and then the prayer again. And you seal the whole thing by looking up at the sky and taking one single mindful breath. The entire point is to take all that high-level celestial theory and turn it into a personal, felt experience of calm. So let's zoom back out. As we finish up our little deconstruction here, what have we really learned? We've seen that these guides aren't just a bunch of random predictions. No, they have a really clear, deliberate structure that's designed to give us a sense of order and meaning. This is the exact journey we just went on. It starts big and broad, then it narrows its focus down to you with personalized advice, and it finishes by giving you a practical, universal tool you can actually use. This structure is so effective because it creates this funnel of relevance. It takes a huge cosmic idea and makes it something that applies directly to your life. It's a whole package designed to guide you through your day. And that brings us to a final thought. When you look at the structure like this, it becomes so clear why these systems have stuck around for centuries. They offer a story, a narrative for our day. They give us a sense of connection to something bigger than ourselves, and a feeling of guidance. So the question I'll leave you with is this. In our often chaotic, fast-paced modern world, what is the real value of a system that promises to find meaning in the cosmos and deliver it to you as a simple guide for your day? It's something to think about.